We start out episode 4 with volcanic ash descending on the city and alarms telling people within city limits to evacuate the area for their own safety. We see the granny and her cronies all blabbing about the legend to Momo as she tries to plot a solution to the literal volcano that's erupting in front of them. She contemplates the legend and realizes that it was being misinterpreted the entire time and enacts a plan after looking at a nearby fire truck to use the crispy Mongolian earthworm as a fire hose when connected to the spring by the bathhouse. Obviously, the granny was pissed in the meantime and sat complaining and chasing after Momo while she was unbothered in trying to actually solve the calamity that was in the process of befalling them. We see the lava pouring all over the nearby forested lands as Momo uses a water mixture with the worm's goo as a coolant to stop its advance. She recognizes that there's too much area to cover and she needs a better way to cover ground, but as soon as she made that thought, the old keto granny delivers a flying kick to her back and knocks the worm out of her hands while nearly crushing her family members. Momo explains that she's trying to handle the problem at hand, but like usual, the granny wasn't being helpful and started to run down on her with her family of goons. Then a new character enters the fray at the very last second and knocked him out of Momo's way with another flying kick. Momo recognizes him as a priest that's known for wanting to be a boo tuber, but I just see him as a karate priest that's in serious need of a haircut and a threading for his hideous 5-strand unibrow.
What is that?
He reveals that a week ago, Momo's baddie of a grandmother gave him a quick call telling him to watch out for her and her friends. They have a short montage of their first meeting before he pieced 2 and 2 together, and then they focus back on the task at hand. The Keto family grandma calls bro a priest bastard and tells him that she never liked him but never guessed that he would rock with Momo that way before attempting to jump him. Bro starts doing a solo squad wipe and tells Momo to get moving to continue the task. As she starts to pour more goo everywhere, a purple beam cuts through the worm's torso. It then shreds through a few more times and it's revealed to be the evil eye that was wrecking havoc in Gigi's body once again. He pieces up the Keto family of goons and attempts to slam out the grandma with a downward heel kick to her forehead. I almost started cheering until she dodged at the last second. He went to hit her again and Momo used her spirit hands to move her out of the way to protect her. He came in at super speed to prevent the next dodge and Unibrow Priest kicked him in the side of the head in an attempt to get him away from her. The evil eye eats that though and then gets airborne before kicking bro in the back of his head and attempts to pound him into oblivion with the next strike until Momo saved the day again by pulling him out with her spirit hands. The evil eye threatens to kill Momo first and she asks about Okarun and what happened to him, but the evil eye refuses to answer, saying, "I only talk about what I want to talk about." Like, okay, you naked sassy spirit, go ahead with your bad self. Period, queen. Unibrow Priest gets ready and the Keto family grandma chats a bit more trash before rising up and agreeing to join in and run the evil eye's fade. As he rushes at them, Momo somehow comprehends what the meaning of the glow in the center of his eye means and tells them to duck before the soul ball whizzes past their heads. Momo looks up and almost gets a heel put into her cranium, but Unibrow Priest shoves her out of the way at the last moment. The Keto family grandma takes too long for me to say, so she gets a nickname now too, Afro Granny. Yeah. I like the sound of that. So Afro Granny comes in with a Jennifer Lopez anaconda fist strike that does little to disorient the evil eye. He attempts to kick her, but Momo pulls her out of the way and grabs onto him in order to let the priest slide in with a Daisetsuzan drop kick that swept the evil eye off his feet. Momo gripped him up with the other hand, but he used his spirit ball to break her grasp and put them all in danger again. He then descended on Momo with a flash step and she attempted to materialize her spirit hands to defend herself, but there was no energy left to do it. She looks like she's about to get slimed out the worst way, and I was literally crying out for Okarun to spawn in and save her like he was a stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and somebody actually came in to parry the kick at the very last second. But it wasn't Okarun. It was the Hitmontop Pokemon looking alien from season 1 that knew how to box. Bro started throwing some haymakers while calling out to Momo to make sure she was okay. Come to find out, bro's name was Mantesian and he pulled up in his pajamas. Momo asked why he was there and what was up with his son, but he wants to tell her later because there's obviously a bigger problem on their hands. His spaceship appears overhead and we hear somebody singing a theme song as a tractor beam engulfs Momo in a golden light as her glorious goddess of a grandmother slowly rides down on the back of the living mannequin dude that was complaining. She had a cigarette in her mouth and the baseball bat over her shoulders while being dressed to the nines. Oh my goodness, her sheer presence alone was digging at me through the screen.
What? What do you mean by that?
And bro had the audacity to complain about her standing on him? It would be our honor to be in that position. Yes, our, as in we, not French, no, as in you and me, because I know that you were thinking the same thing. Yes sir, Twinjamin. Momo had her mouth open in disbelief, but I had mine open like dinner was about to be served. You know the trend where girls say bark like you want it, if this benevolent beauty dared let the statement slip, I'd be in her ear like,
whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
You weird, buddy.
Sorry, chat. I was kind of tweaking there. But come on, though. It is the baddest grandma in the game right now, man. I mean, gosh. Anyways, she jumps down and starts rushing at the evil eye with the help of Mantesian, who took the soul ball to the side of the head like a champ, by the way. Then she started going swing for swing against bro while dodging and parrying too. We get a really cool sequence where the evil eye trades off from piecing up Mantesian and starts throwing the ones with Momo's granny. She even started getting creative by throwing the cigarette at his eye before trying to clean his clock with the bat. He evades though, and they keep going at it. We see the mannequin from before on the ground now, standing in place while waiting for the order to charge. Momo's grandma then tells Taro now is the time, and bro hits the Olympic sprint stance before running full speed at her and the evil eye. Looking in hindsight at this plan, it was low-key genius. Tell me why they knew he would punch and destroy Taro, so they planted talismans inside of his mannequin bits so he could reconstruct himself around the evil eye and lock him in place while Unibrow Priest was chanting. Genuine genius level intellect, I tell you. The queen herself says they were successful, and then she strikes a pose with Taro under the golden rays of the spaceship, and oh my goodness, freeze frame. I know you see what I see. I'm not gonna say it. Come on, hashtag need that.
You's a freaky ass nigga.
We find that it was Mantesian's son, Chiquitita, that was singing the theme song the whole time, and he used the tractor beam to continue to cool the magma with worm sludge. We see Momo's grandma cooking Unibrow Priest for not acting faster while he's on his knees, and he tells her that she should praise him for him managing to do even this well with her poor communication in the first place, and she reluctantly does. Naturally, he thanks her like a good boy, and then there's a chat with Taro before they realize that Momo and Mantesian disappeared. We see them running at full speed to check on Okarun, and after Mantesian clears the debris, Momo is confronted with a pit of magma. She has a flashback to her memories of our golden boy Okarun and calls for Chiquitita to drop sludge on the magma in order for her to try and save him. She misunderstands him when he says there's no need for her to die in vain, and just as his father holds her back, he uses the tractor beam of the spaceship to lift a sealed cocoon of magma from the pit. He douses it in goo and leaves Momo to pry it open with her bare hands. On the inside, we see Okarun curled up in the fetal position with burns on half of his body and Turbo Granny in his arms. He wakes up to say he believed that she would save them, and that brings her to tears. Turbo Granny runs off while complaining about the late save, while Okarun explains that the worm's mucus saved them from being cooked by the magma when it came rushing in. The goo gives us one last save, as it makes Okarun trip and fall into Momo's chest, and he jumps up apologizing all embarrassed, but Momo just puts her head in his chest next and wraps her arms around him before crying and apologizing herself because she didn't save him the way she hoped to. And the episode closed on Okarun trying not to enjoy the moment too much in the process. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, man. We do this every week, and we have another show arc coming in the fold sooner than you would expect. Consider becoming a member to help support the content and to get the videos faster than anybody else. I mean, come on, it's only $1.99. And as always, AYC, what you got for me?
Your theme is peace.
Ah!